Oh, it says I'm muted. Okay, now I'm not muted. Hello.
Hi.
Oh, I think there is somebody here. Hi, Miss Mandy.
Hey, how
How
are
are you?
you?
I'm doing all right. I am streaming live, I think. I'm going to check and then we'll just jump right on in and get started. Okay. Let's see. How do I check this?
Is it okay if I stay muted since my entire family is asleep, or do I need to keep my microphone on?
Oh, no, you can stay muted. It's just me talking. And if you have questions, you can unmute.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
Okay, it says I'm streaming, but now it's not saying that I'm live, which is strange. Let's see. Let's try it again. All right. I think it's working. All right. Well, good morning, everybody. It's nice and early for us early risers. And today we are talking about Scribblers, Foundations, and Essentials. So there's that. We're going to run through a lot today. And I decided that I don't know if you have been watching, but I was out there because I'm by all of the books, but the little light keeps going on and off because it's motion censored. So that was super annoying. So I'm just gonna go back and forth like I was before, which is also a little bit annoying, but it's not super annoying. So we're just making these things happen, okay? All right. So first I'm gonna start with the Scribbler's Guide because I think it's probably one of my favorite things that we have created. I probably say that a lot, but that's because it's true. Behind my desk. All right, so let's start with Scribblers. Scribbler's Guide. Scribbler's Guide is brand new it's only a year old. So we haven't been doing this for as long as, some of the other programs, but this is our Scribbler's Guide. It's stated to be for ages 4 to 8. I feel like it's 4 to 48. Like, I feel like it's really great for all kinds of things. And one thing I recently discovered is that some of the charts that are in this Scribbler's Guide are also in our new math map, which is pretty cool. What you'll see in here, there are, I believe, 9 different subjects or strands: poetry, phonics, literature, arithmetic, Latin, science. What's this one? History. And the last one is Bible. Okay. So we have all 9 of those strands, and each strand, when you open up the book, you can open it up to the book, except for poetry. Poetry is a lot of poems you get to read. This has been really fun with my family. Let me tell y'all something. You can buy this book and you can love it, and you can sit on the shelf, and that's not okay. Seriously, the value of this book is in the use. Just grab it once or twice a week, once or twice a month, even, and you will be grateful. So I just pick up this book and open it up, and I'll read a poem, and then we'll end up talking about some of the words or the meaning, or maybe singing a song that actually the poem goes to. Like the tree in the hole, and the holes in the ground, and the green grass grows all around. We found that one in here, and it was just a super fun moment. All of the other strands, when you open them up, on one side there is what they're calling the recipe, which is actually the instructions, the materials, all the things for the activity. Then at the bottom, there's tips and hints, and those tips and hints for parents really help inform you about why this activity informs or is informed by this chart. So there's always an activity on the left and a chart on the right, and the charts really are for you to kind of attend to, so you can show them to your student, but they're not meant to inform them, like educate them right now. If you're talking about verbs and this verb chart with a 4-year-old, you can just say a verb is a word that asserts an action and just start kicking. Are you doing something? And then you just run around, do something, tell me yeah, that's a verb, that's a verb. And then as they get older, then you move on to other things on this chart and you interpret it for them. Okay, so here's another example. I just open it up and I have literature, the shape of a story. There's an activity here. tips and hints down here. And then here's the chart over here explaining the different parts of a story, the plot, the setting, the characters, the conflict, the theme, and then food for thought, right? You are not necessarily teaching this to your 4 or 5 or 8-year-old even, although some 8-year-olds definitely can understand the plot of the story. But what you're doing is you're exposing them to this language, right? This is the grammar of a story. So you're exposing them to the language so that as they get older, it's just part of their regular vocabulary and they're not afraid of it. And it's not heavy or deep when they get to the place where they have to write about a story or write something that has a plot. We get to essentials and you're using the story sequence chart and you learn about conflict and resolution and all that stuff. It's already a part of their vocabulary. So here's one more. This is a dot paper chart. I just opened this up again, and you're playing a geo board game. And here are the tips and tricks, and here is the dot paper chart. Think about this though. There are so many things in here. Okay, so we have a number knockout board. We have our board game chart that you can pick and choose from. Math is awesome. Polygon charts, unit circle chart. Here's a fractions chart. All these things are you're just exposing these things to your student. And then here's Latin. Bam. Look at that. A chart of the Greek and Roman gods. They're going to be studying that later in high school, especially when they go through the philosophers, when they do philosophy. We have Latin conjugation, voice and mood, tense. These things are all going to be relevant later in their middle school and high school careers, but they're going to have been exposed to them starting all the way back at 4 years old. And I just think that's brilliant. And the point is that these activities are informed by these charts. So your student might just do the activities and not even really understand what they're learning about, just like they're learning their ABCs. They don't really understand that they're learning the very building blocks of thought, right? Like they're just learning the ABCs. In the same way, we're feeding them the grammar. They're learning the grammar. They don't really have to comprehend everything about what they're learning yet because it will be there when they need it. So that is a really cool aspect of this. So that is our Scribblers guide, and you can get that anytime. And if you want a discount for shopping, now our discounts are not stackable. So if you already have a discount, that's fine. You can hold on to this one. But if you want to, you can schedule a personal shopping appointment with me, and then I can get you a discount code that is going to qualify you. Lots of foundations. I'm sorry that my bandwidth seems to be low. I'm not sure why. Oh, it's because I didn't close everything. Let me close all the things. Okay. Oops, I don't know if I was supposed to close that one. Hopefully I didn't disconnect me.
You're good. You're still here.
Okay, good. I'm not sure why it's freezing. Okay, I'm good. Okay, it's not frozen anymore. Maybe it wasn't frozen for you. Maybe it was just frozen for me. Anyway, moving on, we're going to go on to foundations. Okay, I kind of lied. We're not going to go to foundations just yet. A couple of books that we're going to do, I want to show you for Scribblers. These are board books. Did y'all know that CC has board books? Yep, we have board books. So we have this one called My CC ABCs, and it's really just an ABC book, but it introduces you to characters and figures from classical learning and really from our curriculum that things that we highlight, right? Like a fipple. What is a fipple? You're going to learn that when you study tin whistle. And H is for heart. Look at that heart. That's something that we study. In challenge A, they're actually going to draw the heart. J is for Jefferson, one of the presidents, right? So this is one of the board books that we have. And then also Lily Stays for School. Lily Stays for School is really about a homeschooling. It's the first day of school, but instead of going first day of school, going to school, it is a story of a girl who is actually going to get to stay home for school. So it's very cool. And it's just a great way for you to help your child have some representation in the books that they read. All right, we've got lots more that I'll show you that could be either scribblers or foundations, but we're going to move on to foundations. So as I talk to you about foundations and about essentials, I want to just clarify that I do recommend products in 3 tiers. So tier number 1 is you need to have this in order to be doing our curriculum. It's required in order, like if you don't do it, if you don't get it, why are you paying for this? Number 2 is this would probably make your life a lot easier, but maybe you have a little bit more time than money and you want to create this on your own because you don't want to buy it and pay for, what it takes to print it and all that stuff. So you're just going to go and print it yourself. That is a tier 2. Like, I really think you should have something that fills this, this void, or does this thing that this product does, but you don't need it. It's not required for you to do our curriculum. And then 3 is, this is just something I think is really helpful, that our bookstore has, that maybe you might find really helpful in your homeschool. Okay. So 1 is required, 2 is recommended, and 3 is just, I don't even know. I need another R if you can think of an R. So 1 is required, 2 is recommended, and 3 is, I don't know, really nice. I don't know. Anyway. So first of all, this is tier 1. This is our foundations guide. This actually has all of our curricula in it. So it has every week for all 3 cycles. It also has lots of reference material and things that you might need. So for tin whistle, for art, for science, for geography, there are maps, and there are articles. There are you can see reference pages to go through the things that we learn, with pictures and guides and all that stuff. These are actually done by children from Challenge A in previous years. So they were drawn when they were drawing the world. And we use this weekly. Okay. It also has your I just saw it. When we do the tin whistle, it has the music there that you can practice at home. So this is a tier 1. You need to have the foundations guide in order to be doing foundations. The only other thing you need in order to be doing foundations is a tin whistle. You can purchase them in our bookstore. You can also purchase them elsewhere. You just need to make sure you purchase them in the key of D, because tin whistles, in case you didn't know, come in different keys. But you can also just buy it in our bookstore. There's only 1 available in our bookstore, so you'll be definitely getting the right key. Okay, so these are the 2 products that you absolutely need in order to be joining us doing foundations in our community. All right, couple of tier 2 products. We are no longer stocking these. So once you get them, once they sell out, they'll be gone. So if you are a person who likes to have the CD of all the memory work, you want to grab that now. They are on sale, I believe, for $10, like $9.99. They're normally, maybe they're on sale for $12.99, but they're normally $35. So you want to check that out if you think you really want to get these. Cycle 3 is what we're ending right now, and then next year we're doing cycle 1. And another way that we review memory work is through flashcards. So this is a tier 2, but I don't know if you need both of these, depending on how you want to do your memory work. How do you want to review? You can use flashcards, you can use the CD, you can use both. I have both. I use whichever one I can at a given time. And this is just a sample, y'all. There's like 200 of these. It's like a big thick thing. Okay, those are usually about $35. And then tier 3, I'm going to say this is tier 3, although it should be probably a tier 2, are our flashcards. We talk a lot about these when you get a little bit higher up in like essentials age. But I love these flashcards. This is addition and this is multiplication. Oh my gosh, my light. And what I love about these flashcards, that's a little different. Of course, you can go to the dollar store and get your flashcards. You can go to pretty much any, curriculum or education store and get flashcards. What I like about these flashcards is they're a little bit different in that they show the commutative law on each flashcard. So the student can see that 11 times 5 and 5 times 11 are the same thing. The cool thing about that is when they go through their flashcards, they're going through them almost twice as fast, because they don't have to do 11 times 5 again after they've done 5 times 11. So I like that. That's true for both our addition and multiplication flashcards, and I highly recommend those. They've been really helpful for us. So that is really all of our tier 1 and tier 2. Now I want to show you a couple of tier 3 things that we have that I found helpful as I was teaching my son to read. Here we go. So as I was teaching him to read, we have these awesome books that really highlight simple words. So this one is scamp and tramp. This one is at the farm. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least 6 of these. Fun in the sun. This is one of our favorite ones. And then soft and white sounds of the sea was a little harder diphthongs, right? Like this was pretty cool. So we really did read through all of these books, and it was fun as he was learning to read. We even did one online, just kind of, I don't know, I was super proud because I just picked up the book and opened it up and he started reading. And they're not like super like 2 and 3 word pages. He started reading and he was, I think, 4 or 5. So that was really exciting. So exposing them to all these different types of sounds, you can read it to them. This one's a little bit simpler, right? You can read it to them. They kind of like the pictures. It's just a great book, some books to have on your shelf. And if you're like me and you like love having books all around and you like them to be all neat and nice and matchy, then you can get the whole set. This is called American Language Series, the American Language Series. And some of these say K1. This one says K1, and this one you can see it's a little bit more complicated. It says K6, right? So you would you can go through them in order. You can grab them all. And this is a cool little library that you can get for your child. All right. The other couple of things, Drawing with Children is a great book that we have. We do use it like when we're going through artists and stuff in community. Tutors use this book, but if you want to do more, if you have a student who really gravitates toward art, then this is a great book for you to grab. It's a tier 3. We also have our prescripts books. So if you are teaching your child to write, many people start writing in cursive first and then translate into English. I did not do that, but I know a lot of people who recommend it. Now we're doing, we start in our homeschool, my personal homeschool, we start cursive in 2nd grade, which is a little young, but it's what my kids wanted to do, except for my youngest one. He's in 2nd grade now and he hasn't started cursive yet, but he'll probably start next year. Okay. And so the cool thing about this one is that it actually has the memory work for ancient history. So when we're doing our memory work and we have tell me the 10 commandments, right? Thou shalt not murder, not commit adultery, not steal, not bear false witness. This is what they're practicing. So at the same time that they're copying and tracing letters, they're also reviewing the memory work. So Homer, a famous poet, Pythagoras, a famous mathematician, Socrates, a famous philosopher, and Archimedes, a famous inventor, shaped Western ideas. Ancient Greek city-states were among the first democracies. So then it says, for practice, draw one of the art lessons again in this space. So one of the art lessons that they did in class, they would try and do it again here, which those art lessons would come from here. So if you have this book, you can go back and review it in order to help them complete that assignment. So this is just a fun way to make sure that you're not lost at home. You have extra things to do because you don't, sometimes I would be like, what else is there to do? I just did this memory work for 30 minutes and now I got to entertain my kid for the next 5 hours. Like, what do I do? So the Scribblers guide and then these extra books helped me to, well, I didn't have the Scribblers guide, but these books helped me to fill that time and feel productive and also help my child feel like they were gaining more. Because I have, except for my youngest, y'all pray for me. I have kids who are like, please, I want to learn. Tell me what to do next. And so I was like, oh my gosh. Okay. So these things kind of help fill that time and give me some direction. And then this last one is not about reading. It's actually table squares and cubes. This is about drilling math facts. So as they get older, you can purchase this, and we have lots of reproducible sheets that help them practice their math facts. This is really great for Memory Master, or even for just when they want to see patterns, it'll teach them. You can just attend to it. You don't have to write on it. Attend to it. It'll teach them patterns they can see from the ones, the twos, the threes, all that, and see and just attend to it and teach them the patterns as they're young. And then they get older, you can use it for writing and things like that. And I think it's like $5 or $6 to get the whole packet. It doesn't come with the binder, but it gets the packet. So then you have all that already pre-printed. Okay, so any questions so far about Scribblers or foundations? And then we're going to move to essentials. All right, I'm going to put this stuff back. Grab my essentials. Oh, I knew I was forgetting something. Yep, I was forgetting something. So one more couple of things, a couple more things. These will be tier 2, right? Like you need to be reviewing these things, and here are some ways you can help. So right along with the CD and the memory cards, we have these trivium tables. You'll hear about trivium tables all the way up through challenge 4. There are various different trivium tables. The geography trivium table is spectacular. It has all of what we're studying week by week. So when we go through cycle 1 next year, we're going to be hitting ancient history. So we're of course studying Africa. Africa map is on the back. And then when you open it up, you have the Black Line Masters. We're studying the whole world and Africa. So on this one, this part, you have the world in color with all of the things marked on it, all of the places that we're studying. You have the Adriatic Sea, the Pacific Ocean, all these different things that we're going to be learning. And then
you completely went away while you were on the tables and squares. I had to. I know.
oh yeah, it sounds like it looks like you popped
Are
in.
you
Let me
able to go
see.
back and talk about the tables and squares again?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So it might have been you. I'll go back and look at the video because you went off and then came back. But I can look at the video. Okay. The tables and squares. No problem. So the tables and squares is basically just it is like sheets that you can use to do like drills, and they can see the patterns. They can see, before they're able to really fill this stuff in, you can go through and attend to it and just look at it, especially when they're doing skip counting. This is good for them to look at. They'll see 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, and then they can see all the way across and fill in. Yeah, it looks like you disappeared again, but I'm still live. So I don't know what to do about that. So this part is just patterns and all of the tables, and they're going to get to the squares and the cubes so they can practice as they get older. This would be great for like Memory Master and stuff like that. Okay, so the other thing I wanted to show you is these table mats. Okay, well, first let me finish this. So we have Africa, we have the world map here with everything marked that we're going to be learning. And then we have Africa here with all the countries and things that we're going to be learning in the first one. And then we have the Black Line Masters of that, which is basically they are going to look at this map without the colors and without the words, and they're going to point out where everything is, right? And so when they do that, that's how they memory master. Right. And these are, remember, this is ancient stuff. So the map has changed a little bit, and we'll talk about that. But like we have like ancient Ghana on here, and then we'll talk about the border changes and different things like that. And that actually, for me, that's a good reason to go ahead and get the cartography book, because the cartography book, even though it's for challenge A, it would spark really great discussion here. So yeah, Mandy, I've been watching over on the Facebook page, and I've stayed live, so I'm not sure if it's like a bad connection or something.
Okay.
I want to show you guys. It's not here. That would be handy. Hold on 1 second. I know that it's here because I just had it in my hand yesterday, and I must have put it back in the wrong place. So let me find it. Here we go. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about this book. Even though this is a challenge A book, this will be a really great book as you are going through looking and studying ancient history. This book is spectacular. It's got questions about border changes and articles about the ways that different things happen. And it's got these beautiful maps that you can study and look at. I mean, it's just gorgeous. And so if you want, this would be a tier 3 for foundations essentials. As you are working through those maps in geography, this would be a wonderful way to reinforce that. So I just wanted to show you guys that. It is a required book for challenge A. So if you plan on doing challenge A, you can get it early and you already have it. Lastly, I want to show you these placemats. Again, beautiful maps to help you study. Here's Africa. Here's Africa without the answers. Here's Africa with little pictures and cues. And then we have, this is cycle 1 again. And this is the world map, right? So that's what they'll be studying in cycle 1. That's the same map again with Africa and the same map again. Okay, so these are all cycle 1 and cycle 2. And they're really great, not only because you can have them, I mean, they're called placemats. You can put your plate on it and you can have them at the table, but I don't think anybody uses them like that. They're really nice and big for students to mark up with dry erase markers and actually learn and point out the different things that we'll be using. So that is extra nice. I love these maps. And for students who are doing Memory Master, they really come in handy with review, because with Memory Master, you literally have to point out every single feature that you learned throughout the year. And doing it on a really tiny map can be hard and take long. Doing it on a big map makes it very clear and easy for both the child and the tutor to proof. Okay. All right. So the last thing we're going to talk about is Essentials. Essentials has a good amount of stuff. So I'm going to run through it as fast as I can to get you guys on with your day. So, I did all that organizing on my desk and now everything just fell off and all the things are everywhere. So I don't know if I'm going to redo that. But all right. So first of all, with Essentials, when you order, you are going to get a shrink wrap package and you have to buy a binder or get your own binder. Okay. But the package that you get is going to have tabs in it and you're going to have to put this together. You're going to get the tabs and you're going to get the curriculum. And then you're also going to get the student guide and the student, it's called it's called the answer key. It's called solutions. So you get all the solutions in a packet and you get all the answer key. I mean, all the reproducibles in a packet, right? And that one's called the student workbook. So right here on the front, it says Essentials on all of them, but this one says Essentials of the English Language Curriculum. Essentials English Language Curriculum. Okay. The other two packets, they might all come shrink wrapped in one packet, but they have 3 different covers. One of them says curriculum. They all say Essentials English Language. One of them says curriculum, one of them says student, and one of them says solutions. Okay, this is the curriculum right here. The other one is this, the one that says student is actually a master pack. It's not really for the student in many ways. You can't like put it in a binder and give it to the student. Those are master sheets that need to be copied so that the student can write on them. You don't want to write on your masters. So that is actually for the student, but it's not to give to the student. And then the last one is solutions, which has all the answers to the diagramming of sentences and all the editing exercises, answers, and all that stuff. So you're going to want to get this. This is a tier 1. Okay. Also a tier 1 is the Teaching, Writing, Structure, and Style syllabus from the Institute for Excellence in Writing. Usually we just say the IEW syllabus. Okay. This syllabus is the third. So 1/3 of the class is the Essentials of the English Language Guide. 1/3 of the class is math games. And then 1/3 of the class is IEW. And this is where we take those essentials of the English language that we're learning over in the other third, and we put them into writing skills. Okay. And you're going to go through and you're going to learn, they're going to practice learning how to take notes, learning how to create outlines, learning how to write various styles of writing. So for example, interesting. It says my thing is not fully charging. This must not be the right charger. All kinds of technical difficulties today, aren't we? All right, so let me get you guys off of here. So these are all very great for, this is very great for learning your teaching your child the writing portion of IEW, of Essentials. So we use IEW for the writing portion of Essentials. This is a tier 1, and along with this, you're going to want to buy for the first cycle, which is next year, U.S. history-based writing lessons. So we take these writing lessons. This syllabus is for the parent. You're going to bring this to the trainings. All the trainings are outlines and everything are in this book. And then this book is actually the resources that your child will use to learn to write. So you need the student manual, the student book, and then you need the teacher book. Okay. The teacher book has I do know a few people who, once you've done essentials for a while, you might decide I don't really want the teacher's manual. But the teacher's manual is basically the student's manual filled in. So it's got additional suggestions. It has keyword outline suggestions in case you're struggling with helping your student find words for their keyword outlines. It has instructions and all kinds of filled in information. So if you've done essentials for a while, I could see why you might decide you don't want that. But for me, I still use it. I still get it. I still use it. I'm an essentials tutor. I still use it at home with my students because sometimes I just don't know. I just don't know. I can't find the words, and I can help them find the words if I already know them. So I don't have time to do it in advance. So I'm doing it with them instead of doing it twice. And that's why I still need the teacher manual. Okay. So those are all tier 1. You need those. Tier 2. These are the trivium tables for essentials. They're very, very, very thorough. I highly recommend you get at least this one. It has the question confirmation chart on there. You're going to be using that pretty much every day. As you label and go through diagramming, learning how to label each word in a sentence with a part of speech, all of that stuff. This one I think is essential. This is the chart A. Chart A is basically the overall picture of what we learn throughout the year. So this whole chart has the 4 sentence structures, the 4 sentence sentence purposes, the 7 sentence patterns, the 5 parts of a sentence, the 8 parts of speech, all on chart A. And then all throughout the year, we're taking a portion of this chart and we're learning about that particular thing. So for example, we might be learning about this is the analytical tasks. Actually, the one I'm actually talking about is the sentence structure one. This one is called sentences, and this one has the 4 purposes, the 4 structures, all the patterns, the parts of speech, and all that. We're taking this, and then each week we're breaking down a different portion of this. So for example, the first week we might be talking about simple declarative SVI sentences. We might be talking about simple exclamatory SVI sentences, and so on, and then so on and so forth throughout the year. This is how you take those things and you actually analyze it in a sentence. So this one is talking about how to diagram the sentence, what to look for in the sentence. It has the question confirmation that I was telling you about. So this one is really, really important as well. And then this one, this one is the sentence, and it has some, I want to say conjunctions on here. Nope, that's the wrong one. Yeah, conjunctions. And then this one is nouns. This one is verbs. This one is nouns. And they also have like adjectives and adverbs and stuff like that. And so I do recommend that you get a whole set of these for essentials. It'll be really easy for your child to write on them and parse the sentences and have something that they can look at. But all of these charts are in the curriculum. So you can just copy them if you prefer, laminate it, put it in a page protector, and put it in the front of the binder that the kid is going to be using. But the kids will need this, and they will need them in class. They will need the various charts during class and at home. They'll be copying the charts, memorizing the charts. So they definitely need to have access to the charts, preferably easy access to the charts. So what we've done in the past, my kids might have this, or if they prefer, they will have a copy of this in a cover in their book, or a 3-hole punch one that they can refer to, and then they just copy them. Or for me, since we sing a lot, we just check them off as we sing them. So this will be a tier 2. Also tier 2, maybe tier 3, depending on if you really get into this, grammar and diagramming sentences. If you get stuck, that's lots of information in here. I also recommend our Facebook group. And then we also have Our Mother Tongue is a tier 3. Some people say that this is a tier 2 or 1. I've had people say, I don't know how people made it through essentials without Our Mother Tongue. So this is Our Mother Tongue, and it does have an accompanying answer key. It has all kinds of additional information. There's diagrammed, extra diagramming, extra sentences to diagram, lots of information about various parts of speech. It really does go along pretty well with our curriculum, but it has a lot of information that our curriculum already has in it. It just explains it a little bit more. Okay. And then for our history, for our math, for essentials, we do a lot of math games. And so our book, Quick Flip Arithmetic, which I know is over there somewhere, but I'm gonna tell you it's gonna be too hard for me to find because I have so many books. Actually, I think it's in a box. Quick Flip Arithmetic is one of the books that we have that gives you all kinds of ways to use cards to practice math facts, all kinds of games. So what we do, we play Number Knockout, we play Battleship, we play Snake, we play all kinds of math games that get the kids adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing, and using all kinds of operations. So any of our math kind of products will help with that. We have Quick Flip Arithmetic, we have our flashcards, we have our tables, cubes, and squares. All of those things will help us with our math. The goal of the math strand in Essentials is to improve accuracy and speed. We want them doing math all the time so that when they get to where they need those math facts, they are not stumbling. They are mastered. So that is what that's about. So that's it for Foundations, Scribblers, and Essentials. If you have, let me see, do I have anything else? We do have these books, particularly for our ancient, oh, what am I trying to say? Ancient history cycle, which is cycle 1, our ancient history cycle. We have a lot of great books that are like tier 3 books. Okay, so New World Echoes, and then we have Exploring Insects with Uncle Paul, Exploring the Oceans with Uncle Paul. The Old World Echoes are based probably more relevant for ancient, and then Emperors of Rome, and then we have some other Roman books that look like this. Our Copper Lodge library is full of read alouds that you can use to fill time and space and intrigue for your students. So I do recommend these books. I'm actually starting one of them with my kids. I tried one of the Echoes books and we just didn't stick with it because some of them are a little dark. So I wouldn't recommend those for young kids. But for your Essentials age students, I think those would be really, really helpful. So, all right. I think I'm done. Do you have any questions, Mandy? I see you popping in and out.
Oh, no, I was muting it because my son came out.
Okay. No problem. All right. So if you don't have any questions, I think I'm done. Let me know if you or anybody watching on Facebook, if you are like, I would like to get some of these books and you would like a discount, you can send me the word discount to 708-568-0378, 708-568-0378, and we can set up a personal shopping appointment where I can help you get a discount. All right. So that's 708-568-0378. Text me the word discount and I will be in touch with you. All right. I will talk with you guys again soon. This is the last day of my Marvelous March series. I hope it's been helpful. And all these videos will be coming down off of social media at the end of the weekend. So if you have any questions, you can post in the comments or you can give me a call or give me a text. That number probably won't call, but it will text. And let me know if you have any other questions. I will see you on the other side. Bye.